Welcome in to the DNVR Avalanche podcast. We got Eric back on the show with us. AJ and Rudo coming to you live for the last game of 2023. I don't know. Cool. Apparently not.
Cool. I've got one of those.
Avs taking on the Sharks. We got horns. We got alcohol. We got it all for New Year's.
I'm wearing so many things right now.
You do have a lot of things on.
It's very uncomfortable.
It's impressive.
Honestly.
How
I think I have to take the crown off. It's really bothering my neck.
That's probably because you're not supposed to wear it there.
You know what? You're such a hater.
No, it's gonna be a good one. A team the Avs obviously should beat. A team they have beat twice already this year in the San Jose Sharks. Avs getting Sam Girard back. I think everyone's just happy to see him back. Not a whole lot of expectations from him tonight, though, no?
I've got high expectations. I think he's going to kick ass.
Yeah.
No rust.
I'm here for it.
And he can skate, too. You know what I mean? It makes it so much easier when you're a good skater.
True.
So he'll find his way. He'll be good. He'll be fine.
All right. You guys more confident than I am.
Well, and, this is a perfect situation for him, too, because this is essentially a preseason game.
Yeah.
Every time I say something on a preseason or in a pregame show, things go horribly, so I'm going to say Sam Girard's going to be awful tonight, and, you're going to see he's not going to be up to speed, and he sucks at skating, and
Gotcha.
He's a munchkin, and he's not any good.
Sam Girard, Gordie Howe confirmed incoming.
Yeah, that'd be awesome,
Remember,
dude.
This is all sarcasm there. All sarcasm.
Yeah, the universe definitely doesn't work this way.
Either way, he is back in the lineup. We're still waiting for official confirmation on exactly what the Avs lineup looks like tonight.
Yeah, trying to figure out the Ross Colton question still.
Yep.
6 o'clock.
It looks like no Ross Colton.
I am not surprised.
For the record. At that point, you just play 11-7, right?
I
guess you can't. Never mind.
I was going to say, did they
down,
recall him? I mean, because that's what I assumed they would do, but I guess not.
They clearly felt otherwise about it.
His last 2 games weren't good.
They were not, but you also are playing Curtis McDermott 4 minutes a night, so.
Preach, brother.
I don't know. They made their decision on it. It is what it is. Anyway, against the Sharks, last game of the year. There's no reason that this should go any other way than the Avs taking care of business.
Yeah.
How are they going to do it, Eric? Let's get to the 3 keys early.
Let's do it. We've just been talking about it. Press the game. Press the game, number 1. What does that mean? Whoops. Yeah, wrong one there, but it's fine. I got mine right here. Press the game. Sharks have lost 7 in a row. They're dead last in goals against average with over 4 per game, so they give up plenty of chances. That's what that means. And then Sharks gave up at least 5 goals against in 4 straight games. I mean, you talk about having a tough time in your own end. And that's exactly what the Sharks have. So get at it, go at them, press that game. Number 2, home dominance. The Avs have won their last 5 games at home. Sharks have lost their last 7 games and their last 5 on the road. So take advantage of the last change, right? We all know that this is not a deep lineup, so we all know that the Avs are...
You're talking about the Sharks or the Avs right now?
Yeah, well, exactly. So take advantage of that last change, and, really those matchups are going to be key tonight. So, and then number 3, step on a team when they're down. Go at them early and often. Hurt them on the power play. The power play has been striking, right? Keep striking. Have some swag and jam without, like AJ just talked about a little bit, underestimating them. It is the National Hockey League. It is always a privilege to play in this league. So guys like the Sharks will put out their best effort. But again, if the Avs are there and they play their real game and they have some effort, they should be, again,
it shouldn't be close.
On top. It should be close. So I agree with my 2 partners there.
Georgiev is getting the start tonight. Talked about it a little bit in my video from the game the other night.
Yep.
Yes, I understand the Arizona game is a glaring bad one in there, but 3 of his last 4, he's looked pretty decent. Can this be, against another weak team like the Sharks, this should be another stepping stone for him into getting it back to where you would like to see. How important is it for the Avs to give Georgiev the opportunity to succeed on a night like tonight.
I would have played Prosvetov.
But they didn't.
Yeah, I would have, just because you've got no 2-day breaks coming up. And your schedule gets way harder.
Quick stretch, yeah.
This felt like an easy, you put Prosvetov in, and then Georgiev plays, most of the next couple of games here. But, what the last game should have built confidence. Yeah. They needed him to be good, and he was good. This is not a team that should light you up. So, True. And maybe it's a game that he can... Maybe it's a game that he can actually get like a low volume.
Get through one where he doesn't get shelled. Game. Sure, yeah.
Because the Arizona game, he was doing great.
Until he wasn't.
Yeah, and then he gave up 5 goals on 14 shots.
Which has been his thing this year, right? He's done that many times, right? 5 under 15. Yeah. So, maybe he got out of it when he was smashing his stick, you know what I mean, in Phoenix there.
Got all the anger out.
The caca out. He got the caca out. You know what I mean? And
it scared the shit out of that little kid.
He sure did.
I was watching. I was laughing. I was like, oh, he's not happy. And then the kid was like, oh, God. This guy's mad.
Obviously, you want the Avs to win every game. Obviously, they should win this game. Is it all that important for them to win this game beyond the obvious, hey, you need to get every 2 points you can?
Yeah, it is. It is absolutely important.
Okay.
Your schedule gets so much harder. This is a layup, man. The Sharks are bad. They're bad, and they're down bad. Yeah. Last time they played the Sharks, they had won some games. Mm-hmm. They'd been more competitive recently. It was not competitive that night. Just continue to treat them that way. The Sharks have not been competitive in Denver in a long time.
True.
Like
since Joe Pavelski left.
Right. Like it has been several years of the Avs by and large dominating San Jose in Denver. Just take care of business, man.
Yep.
This is a take care of business. And then we can look back at that last stretch of games where we were talking about with the homestand and all the other things that almost went really sideways, with Ottawa, and then you gave the point away in Arizona, blah, 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 blah. But you look back, you win this game tonight, and we say, okay, whatever that 8-game stretch was or whatever, I'd have to go back and actually look at the specifics of it. Whatever, but it's like they actually do a good job there. And their regulation loss is Chicago.
They're 3-1-1 in their last 5.
Yeah, which is a giveaway. Yeah. You gave it away.
Yeah.
So you lost the Chicago game. You can't lose this one. Can't lose this one at all.
And you go 4-1-1 in this stretch, and you feel pretty good about that, to be honest.
And really, you're looking at it, and you're like, for all the hand-wringing over, they give the game away in Arizona. They get a point out of it at least, and then they lose the Chicago game. Like, you're mad because you're like, it should be 6-0-0.
Yeah.
But you feel way better about 4-1-1 than any other iteration. 3-1-2 or 3-2-1. Right. With losses to Chicago and San Jose, that's not okay.
Yeah.
You're in a dogfight. Winnipeg just swept Minnesota this weekend.
I saw that.
You've got to do work, man. The Jets aren't slowing down anytime soon.
Fair enough. I think that's a good point.
It just feels like a grind, though. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Right? And even last year felt like a grind. Next thing you know, they won the division with 100 and whatever.
Yeah,
like 112, whatever it was last year. But our good friend there, Brendan, tweeted that out today. Like, in a calendar year, this past calendar year, only Boston has more wins than the Avs. That's crazy because we feel that it's been such a grind and so ugly at times. And, only Boston's at 58 and the Avs are at 54, second.
I'm not saying it's not a grind this year. I think there have been a lot of up and downs. Compared to last year, it's not even close for me.
Last year was awful.
Yeah.
Last year was the least fun I've ever had.
December of last year, just everyone hated everything.
Covering a team that would win a division last year felt like hell.
You look at the team points, the second only Boston, 123, Avs 115. And then points, Nathan MacKinnon, 133, and number 1.
Yep.
Ahead of Connor McDavid, 128. And then Georgiev, by far, the most wins at 43. His second guy was 36, UC Saros. That's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I'm not saying that, again, the expectations are so high here, which is awesome.
Context matters.
Exactly. And that's why it's awesome. But what I'm saying is those are glaring things because you think sometimes it's like, oh, my God, it's it's really not as bad as, some people might think it is. You know what I mean? Like, because everyone goes through stretches. Everyone goes through stretches where it's tough and it's hard and it's ugly and it's not there, the results, So Avs are no different,
Just keeps feeling like it's December every year.
Yeah, it just does. It's funny though, but I don't know. It just jumped at me today. I was like, "Holy crap!"
Eric,
It's good perspective though.
Yeah.
Like
totally.
all of the how upset everybody has been in Avalanche land over the last week, and it's just like
They're one of the best regular season teams in the league. Yeah.
yeah, and I mean, even when everybody was losing their shit over the Arizona game, which was a fiasco. You blew a 4-goal lead,
Bad
dude.
game, no doubt about it.
It's a fiasco, but it's also like this team is like 4 points out of first place in the NHL.
Yeah.
Like just
Simmer down.
let's just
Like it.
Eric, it's a New Year's Eve game.
Yes.
It is one for the Avs that comes at home. Is there any risk of, hey, these guys want to get out of here? They got a New Year's party to go to. Are there maybe a couple of guys that could get caught not focused tonight?
better not.
Maybe. I mean, but I would say that those guys are. I think their core is so strong. The leadership core is so strong, and if you look at the schedule, they're playing every other night. So I mean,
They're just
somewhere,
in
somehow,
rhythm. Yeah.
Exactly. They might have a little bit of some 6 o'clock game, have a little team dinner afterwards, and what I mean. So it's all good, but I think those days are a little different from back then, and where powwows are a little bit more a thing than they are now. But the schedule's so tough coming up. AJ just talked about it. Like, the schedule's tough coming up, so.
You have a 5-game road trip, 6-game road trip coming up that if you get 500 on it, you will feel like it's a victory.
Yep.
Bank points time, man.
So it's it's big boy hockey, yeah. Big boy hockey coming up. So kids are going to bed, and it's big boy hockey now.
All right. So you're not worried about it. Let me ask you this. Would you rather play at home on a holiday like this, or would you rather be on the road?
I always think that it's easier to be on the road just because I hate the word distractions, because your kids are not a distraction. It's just your everyday life. It's just so much easier when you're confined in a group and you're at the hotel. It's just so much easier. But it is what it is.
Yep.
And the holidays are important. It's important for the guys to be around their kids and their wives and their families that are visiting and all the above. So I think it's important this time of year that, you spend a lot of time at home. And I think the Avs over the years have always kind of been around home, for the holidays, so, which is big.
We've talked a lot about how the Sharks aren't a bad team. I think in previous times they've played each other this season. We've talked a lot about how you'd like it to be a get-right game. You'd like some of those depth guys to get going. Tonight, you're coming off a game that you won, but your Stars really did not give you a whole lot.
Didn't score any points and didn't play well.
So
it didn't play well to the point where Val Nichushkin just gets taken off the top line.
Yep.
For my money, it's been 2 bad games in a row for Val. I thought he was so bad in the Arizona game.
Certainly the third period of that game was awful.
Oh my God, dude! Just watching him drift around.
When you're a big guy, I always say, like, you're a big guy. It's just glaring. It's so much worse than anybody else because it just stands out when you're. You remember, like, earlier, maybe a month ago, he had a few games where we were all like, oh my God. And then he went on a tear. He's been unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's just human. And, like you said, it's been 2 games now. So you're big, you're strong. And when you're not on your game, you jump on the screen. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, what a lazy dog he is, So I think we'll see the real, choo-choo train tonight. I think he's going to be back on track.
I also don't know that lasts very long. Drouin is up next to MacKinnon and Rantanen. A trio that it hasn't worked,
You need
man.
an adult. You need an adult.
It hasn't worked. And Jonathan Drouin, you can't look at Jonathan Drouin and be like, okay, well, he's the adult now. He's worked really hard. His game is really starting to build in some good directions.
Don't just bury that.
Yeah,
Ask him to play defense.
and now you're like, all right, good job. Go be Arturi Lehkonen now. What? So I'm not convinced that it stays that way. It could be the Sharks though, where it's like,
You can just get away with whatever sometimes.
but they need to. You need a great game out of your Stars in this one. Like bounce,
the big dogs eat.
just
Yep.
to bounce back and.
Yep.
But it's funny because it's my favorite term, expression, the adult. I love it. I don't know if it's yours or his or whatever.
It's
but
his.
I've never heard of it until this year, and I love it. This is so great. But it's so true.
Yeah.
So great and so true and so easily explained, you know? That's why it makes sense. Like Jonathan Drouin, no offense to him, you called him Shakespeare, so you obviously like him, but you can't call him an adult. I love it. It's
true.
That's my point. It's just so easily explained. You know?
It's not even.
I love it.
It's not even one of those things where it's like, oh, what's the description of an adult on an NHL hockey team? You just know.
Yeah.
You take a look at Mikko and you're like, that's not an adult.
Yeah. You watch him take shortcuts every single shift, reach,
Yep.
you know, because he's got the wingspan of a fucking pterodactyl.
Yeah.
So he's out there just nah. You know, like that's not an adult. And Nathan MacKinnon, just look at the shit that he did last game.
Yep.
Just a blind pass into the center of the ice to the other team. That is not adult behavior, sir.
It's not. It's just not. As opposed to an Arturi Lehkonen or a Gabe Landeskog who's responsible and takes care of his own end a bit as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get to my bets tonight. There are not a lot of good bets.
I imagine it's tough to find plus money without getting ridiculous.
Yep. I took a Makar anytime goal at plus 225.
Same.
Hey, there we go.
He's due.
Same.
Yeah, put one in the back of the net against a bad team, Kale. Taking MacKinnon over on shots, like we kind of alluded to there. You'd like the Stars to eat good tonight, so let MacKinnon pop off against this team, maybe. And then I'm continuing to ride the Drouin thing. It's hit so many times. This time I put it on the power play just to spice it up a little bit, get a little bit more plus money on it. But
I gotta tell you, man, I have a really bad feeling about this game.
why?
Really?
I really do.
I don't.
Just
Gut feeling, I am nervous about this.
Is this reverse psychology again?
It's not actually.
Okay. All right.
I have a bad feeling about it, and it might be more about what's coming up, and so I'm like, they really need this.
Yeah.
So I could it could just be that, but I don't know.
Well,
You're
there's only
wrong.
one way to find out about that. If you got a bad feeling, you can bet against the Avs on Bet365, or you can bet on whatever you're feeling with this game. And the best part is right now when you sign up with code DNVR365, you put $10 in your account. Not only do you get $150 in bonus bets with Bet365, but take a screenshot of your new account with $10 in it, send it to promo@thednvr.com, and we'll give you guys a coupon to get a free DNVR shirt from the DNVR locker. So, you know, with Gerard back tonight, you can go in there and get yourself a free Tornado shirt just for Sammy. Why not?
Tornado.
Jump in there. Have a little bit of fun with it. Go over to Bet365. Sign up with that DNVR365 code. Of course, you must be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER today. Going into some final thoughts tonight, other than bad feels, you realistically look at tonight, and Colorado should be better at every facet of the game. Mm-hmm. There should be nowhere where they are worse than San Jose.
Especially with Georgiev and net, it's like you have stacked the deck as much as you can in your favor in order to win this game. Just go do it.
All right. I'm assuming answer number one is Tomas Hertl for guys that you need to stop on San Jose. Is there anyone else specifically that you're looking at that you're maybe concerned about on that San Jose side of the puck?
Whoever's in net.
That's it?
Just because getting goalied is another one of those things where it's like the shit happens and it's incredibly frustrating.
Kakanen's in there, right? So
He's
the first game against them, it was
Blackwood,
He was
yeah.
on fire.
Yeah, watching all those pucks dribble through him and hit posts
and not
shit.
go in. Yeah.
So their last game, it was like, this feels a lot. They owed him this.
All right. I think that's all we got. We'll keep it a little bit of a short one here because we do have a watch along coming, and I still need to eat dinner. So
Same.
We're gonna go grab some food. We'll be back for the watch along in about 5 or 10 minutes. Be sure to join us for that if that's your thing, or if not, we'll go live post game no matter what happens and break it all down for you. So like and subscribe here on YouTube. Tune in to the next part of the show. We will talk to you in a little bit.
All city like the mayor.